What's up, guys and gals? Griever back here, bringing you guys the latest episode 13 review of Dr. Stone. Now, this is the fire I was looking for. I know I'm late in giving you guys this review. I know that. I do. But this is the type of stuff I'm looking for from Dr. Stone. You have to understand, reading the manga, seeing Boichi's art, or Boichi, however you want to pronounce his name, that art is so good. It's so wonderful. You just need to appreciate it, even in anime form, where of course the quality is not nearly going to be on the same level. It's almost impossible to be on that type of level. Manga just allows such detail that through animation you'd have to spend so much more time on. No one's going to sink that much money into it without the weekly schedule release, right? But even so, this anime episode gave us really good animation, really good contextual animation, and I'm sitting back like, this is the story I'm after. This is the story that I'm looking forward to. As I said, last episode was kind of, it was alright. I know we need to build up to it, but we've been doing that for a while. But this is where, guys, I gotta say, like, at the current stage of Dr. Stone, I'm kind of 50-50 on still. But this is the core of Dr. Stone. This was the part that I loved. We got the hint about the 100 tales in the last episode, and we got some emotional moments there, but now it's happening. We have the grand bout going on. At the very beginning, though, of the episode, remember that long roadmap, right? That huge long roadmap to make penicillin at the end of the day, to make sulfur drugs, right? They were just like, okay, we need the cure-all drug for Ruri. They just blitz through the steps, because that's the thing that Senku did the hardest parts first. He collected all the materials. You know what I mean? Like, have you ever played an RPG game where you can create weapons or craft, where there's a big crafting system? Now, you can go and you can just, as you pick it up, as you fight enemies, as you do this, as you do that, and you can go and craft and you'll be like, yeah, I can create the best I can right now, and I'll just move on and I'll do that stuff. However, you can harvest. If you, as an RPG player, you could go and you just, okay, what's the best weapon in the game that I can create at the most minimal level? Go get them. Go get all the materials for that. Might be hard, might be long. You might spend a whole weekend just doing that. But then when you get it, Hellfire Ring from Diablo 3, anybody? But once you do it, once you get it, now you're going to run leaps and bounds, and you're going to be further in the game, further in leveling, further in everything than if you had just progressed the normal pace. So the payoff is worth it. It's a bit of a gamble, but the payoff is usually worth it. Senku did this the way that an RPG, a veteran RPG gamer would do this with the crafting system. He collected all the materials first, made sure he had enough of everything, then he started making, okay, I'm going to make this acid, this chemical, this acid, combine these two to make this acid, then take these two with some of my urine with him and Chrome, make this, make that, make the other thing, and now we're 3 steps away. Like, literally did like all the prep work first, and then got to the answer like boom, 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 boom. We're going to knock up. Okay, we did step 1 through 5 each episode. Now we're going to go all the way to step 15 within a quick monologue, like a quick little, video montage. A montage, not a monologue, but a montage. So I really enjoyed that. I thought it was really well done, especially Kohaku and her, like, okay, yeah, you're making this. Okay, yeah. You're expecting my sister to drink that? And then the next one, like, and then they start pissing in the goddamn, because ammonia, right? They need urine and stuff. It's like, oh, you expect my sister to drink that? And I was just like, okay, this is kind of funny. Senku's trying to calm her down and explain each time. Now, they decide halfway through the episode, because the grand bout does start in this episode, and this is where the excitement starts to really roll out, right? What we do get is they are planning to rig the game as best they can. It's not really rigging necessarily. The doping that comes up later, that's a little bit of rigging. But as we see, that doesn't really affect it. The rigging aspect is basically enter both Chrome and Senku along with Ginro, Kinro, and Kohaku. Enter as many people as possible so they can, at the very least, they don't expect to win. But if they can wear Magma down to the point that by the time they get to the finals, either they get him out of the finals and then they just decide, okay, out of the 2 of us, out of the 4 of us, who's going to marry Ruri, right? And if that's not the case, wear him down until the finals and then hope that the person that wins, that is up against him in the finals, can win. Ideally, of course, it's Kinro. Doesn't really work out, though, because after a while, and we know about it, of course, his fuzzy sickness, the fuzzy eye sickness, he's got the far-sighted, near-sighted sort of thing going on. The man needs glasses at the end of the day, but he's too proud to talk to Senku about this problem until it's a little bit too late. Because what we see here is Sukiya, she goes, because everyone's like, okay, what's going to happen? The grand bout, everyone's decided who's going to enter, that kind of stuff. And what ends up happening, of course, is the worst possible situation. Magma and Kinro fight in the very first match. Now, Kinro is their best bet against him because Kohaku can't win again. That's not going to solve the problem. But Kinro, on the other hand, he has a shot at it. He does have a chance. But, of course, the far-sighted problem will play a factor. Now, before the match, they decide, Senku basically comes up with some stuff. He's like, here's a honey mixture with tea leaves. Here's some dopamine. Here's this, that, the other thing. We're basically going to give you a caffeine high so that you're accelerated to yeah, I got all this energy. Yeah. Spike. What are you doing, Spike? Let's do this, Spike. That kind of stuff, right? Give him a sugar rush. Give him a caffeine high to the point that he's basically an adrenaline boost constantly. It's the closest thing they can do to doping in this grand bout as they can. And, well, it's not Kinro who eats it. It's Ginro. Ginro eats all the stuff, and he drinks it all. He eats all the leaves. It's oh, man. Dude, I'd be amazed to see what would have happened had Kinro been on it. I mean, he might have won regardless of what will happen eventually. But, little spoilery there, I guess. But suffice it to say, this episode goes on to show us that Kinro is far stronger, it seems, than Magma even predicted, and he's much stronger than even a lot of people thought. He is going toe-to-toe with the strongest man in the village. Unfortunately, what happens is Kohaku is rushing to go save Sukiya because the little guy Mantle, the little shitstorm that he is, working as a henchman for Magma, claimed that Sukiya, who went down to the village to get more, down to the river, to get more herbs and stuff so that everyone else could have some of this caffeine high, that Ginro greedily ate all of it and drank all of it. Hey, I can go do this, I can do that, I can do the other thing, I can go collect more and hopefully be back in time for some of the other matches. And Mantle comes oh, might be drowning in the grab. Maybe Kohaku's got to go and save him. And it's get out of here. Just get out of here, right? But that's the premise we're going on now. Another key factor, though, in this episode, which is big, is that the moment Riri hears the name Senku, he goes, Senku? She just sits back and she's like, wait, the outsider's name is Senku? And then she gets out of her chair. She walks down to him and is like, Senku, is that you? Tell me, please. This is a person I know, but I don't know. It's could you tell me what your last name is? And Senku is, the animation is perfect here. The stillness of it. And Senku's just wait. They can't possibly know what a last name is. This village doesn't have those. All the villagers are confused. Why did she ask me that? And then she starts to say it. Senku has a million questions, of course, burning in his genius brain. But unfortunately, Ruri collapses before they can properly talk. So Ruri's taken back up, but she's okay. She's all right. So they're all right, well, all we got to do is win the tournament. And Senku's yeah, because I got some damn questions to this priestess, And because, see, this is what I'm talking about. Here's where the story really starts. Here's where the story, we've had a pretty good premise and story thus far. 12 to 13 episodes of solid storytelling about a situation, about a survival situation. Now we're starting to get into the thick of things. Here's where things are going to start molding into something greater than just mere survival-esque story. Here's where it's going to go from, okay, we're just here trying to survive and trying to do this and trying to do that. No. Here's where we're going to get into some great things. So I love the hints we've been getting in these episodes. They're really good. Then the grand bout starts, and Kinro is kicking the shit out of Magma, and I'm like, yes, this is good. Now, Magma eventually ends up getting serious, and that's a problem because, of course, he takes a little bit of distance, and of course, that's Kinro at a disadvantage, and he starts getting his shit kicked. It's unfortunate because of his eyesight, and he didn't tell Senku about it, god damn it. Then Sukiya, at the end, she did escape her bond. Mantle actually didn't drown her like he claimed. Like, oh, she's drowning in the riverbed. No, he tied her up, though. He tied her up to a tree, and then she managed to spin out. She got to the village in time. Kohaku's still out there looking for her. She got to the village in time, however, and now she starts spinning, and Ruri and the chief are like, what are you doing? She's like, I'm going to help out in the only way I know how, and throws, and it's like, Kinro, use it! And the watermelon, of course, falls off her head into the matchup. Kinro, jumps up, gets the watermelon helmet on his head. I still think he looks kind of bad. Everyone's like, what is this creep? And it's like, okay, it's a comedic moment, but I still think, he still looks kind of cool. Like, I know the watermelon looks dorky, but I'm with it. Kinro's a badass. So, I'm sitting there, I'm watching this, and I'm really enjoying it. And then, of course, Kinro, he's like, the eyesight, I can perfectly see, and he dodges so many attacks, and then boom, 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 and he's just like, Magma, if it weren't for my eyesight problem that has now been fixed due to the great efforts of Sukiya and Senku, my friendship, I'm going to show you what the power of science has done and has clearly made me surpass your strength a long time ago. And I'm like, episode end, I'm like, I'm okay, that's not a bad episode, and I believe the chapter ended roughly in the same area, so I'm like, okay, that's fine. I didn't get a chance to reread these last few episodes worth of chapters, so I'm a little off on the comparison part, but really, really good, guys. This is really good. I'm so stoked for this because Kinro is such a badass, and I love that. They don't really go on the friendship stuff, like he gets up after Magma beats his ass. He gets up because of friendship, like, no, I can't just lose because I want to win. This time I have something worth fighting for. I need to get up to help my friends. And I'm like, okay, that is a good motivator. Like, the friendship thing might have been beaten to death in manga a lot, but it's still a relevant reason for people to go above and beyond, to save their family, to save their friends, to save the people. That is something, that's what all protagonists are all about, right? So I'm okay with it, especially since he gets up, when he does get up and he beats Magma down a little bit, and he stands there and goes, I've been stronger than you for a long time because of this. This science has just proven that. If it weren't for my eyesight, I have surpassed your strength long time ago. It's only because of these bad eyes that science is now fixed that I can kick your ass, sort of idea. And I'm like, yes, Kinro, yes. I like this. This is really good. Way better than the last episode. The last episode was kind of draw. As I said, I'm not a huge Ginro fan or a Chrome fan. They're okay characters, but when it's focused on that, it's like, meh. But this episode had a lot of action, a lot of hype, a lot of good moments. Next episode's probably going to be even better. This is where each episode is going to be like the first, I would say, 8 episodes of Dr. Stone were solid. These last 4 or 5 have been like, okay, still good, not bad, but I understand. It's one of those things, like I said before, if you're an RPG player, you need to do the resource gathering before you can make the weapon, right? So, what's the boring part? The exciting part is fighting the dragon, but you ain't going to fight the dragon without the sword. You need to go craft a sword. Grinding for craft materials is boring. Always has been. But you still need to showcase that as a progression in your story. That's basically what we've been getting. Acquire this, acquire that. Kingdom of Science, acquire this, that, and the other thing. We've been getting that the last few episodes. A couple of people. Kasaki's on their side now and stuff. But now we're really into the thick of moving the story forward. And that's what this is what Dr. Stone is all about. I'm really hyped for the next episode, guys. I think I'm caught up now. I don't think episode 14 has been released on any sites that I follow. If it has, let me know down in the comment section down below. But either way, the next episode review probably won't be out for the next few days after this one, especially even if it is out, because as I said in the previous review, I got a lot going on right now, doing the basement and stuff like that. A lot of renovations going on in my house, so I'm working 17, 18-hour days pretty much. So YouTube is kind of taking a back burner, unfortunately, but I still plan to be here, try to respond to your comments, still post, upload content and stuff to you guys, try to be on schedule and all that good stuff. So like, comment, and subscribe as always, guys. This has been Griever with your Dr. Stone episode review for episode 13. Drink responsibly. As always, hit that bell notification if you want to know in this haphazard schedule of mine when I post a video. That being said, guys, see you later.